This tutorial for Community Construction Kit is going to go over how to make a building that's not a ready-made building. So by making a building, you're making a building from scratch. The first thing I want to do is click on Make a Building. And here I get a number of different choices. Before making a specific choice, you might want to come up to the upper right hand corner and choose the collection of house shapes that are appropriate for these four different time periods. I could choose medieval times, and you'll see that the shapes change. I could choose Native Americans. I think for right now I'm going to choose colonial America. And then you want to come in and choose one of these four choices. I'm going to choose this choice right here. Then at the bottom, it's going to bring up a new button that says Add a Roof, and this will prompt me to add the type of roof I want to make. And for this type of colonial roof, I'm going to choose this choice right here. I could choose any one of these 5 choices. And finally, I'm going to click on the button at the bottom that says Build It. What comes up is a blank palette, and this blank palette or blank house is unlike the ready-made buildings in that there is nothing on it. So to add stuff to this, I need to use these tools right over here. The first tool I'm going to show you how to use is the door tool. So I'm going to click on it, and up at the top, a number of doors appear. These doors all fit within the Colonial Doors theme. I could change my theme by using these up arrows or down arrows, but because I want to make a colonial house, I'm going to use one of these doors. I'm going to make my door rustic, so I'm going to click and hold and drag this door right down here. Now I'm going to add a couple of windows right here and right here. To do that, I'll come over to the tool collection and click on Windows. Once again, much like the doors, I've got my collection of windows right up here within the colonial theme. And just like with the doors, I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to add a colonial window right here and put it above the door. If I want to scale this, I've got a couple of options. I can click and drag one of these little tiny orange boxes. I can also position it right here and come down and use one of these 2 tools. If I want to make it bigger, click on that. If I want to make it smaller, I'll click on that. But I think for right now I want it maybe right about there, maybe one bigger. That looks pretty good. I can also add additional items by using this tool right here. So I could add any one of these colonial additions in the same process that I did before. Let me go back. I said I was going to add windows. So I'm going to add a window right here and a window right here. I'm not going to add any additional items. This is the sidings tool, so if I wanted to add kind of a decoration right up here, let me make it a little bit bigger. I could add that. The other tools that you'll want to use are the roofing tool and the siding tool. I'm going to click on siding. And up here I have a number of different choices for siding. So I can select maybe a shingle siding right here. If I wanted to make it brown, I could click on the color palette, or red, or blue, but I kind of like brown. Right now I cannot select the roof tool because I'm not looking at one of the sides just yet. But before I look at the roof tool, I'm going to click on a person. So I want to have a lady standing right here. She looks a little small in comparison to the door, so I'm going to make her bigger. Move her right about there. Now to actually use the roofing tool, right now I cannot select it. I'm going to go over to the side right here. And now I can select the roofing tool. And I think I'm going to have a roof that looks like that. Maybe make it gray. Yeah, I like that. I may add a text banner, and this allows you to put signs and things like that. So I'm going to put a wooden sign right about here. I'm going to type in some text. This is a sign. If I wanted to change the color of the font, I would click on one of these tools. It's a little bit hard to see the changes that are happening in the sign, but it is changing. I think black would look good. If I want to change the font style or the font size, I can use these tools right here. I'm not going to change it though. I'm going to click OK. And that looks pretty good for that. Finally, I need to put something on the back. I may add another window. On the side, I may put another door. And that looks pretty good. Let me go back to the front. The other tools that you'll see, if you select a person, you can also flip that person by clicking this button. You've got a paint palette toolbar and a ruler. The ruler allows you to measure to scale distances. So if I wanted to measure the distance from the side of the house to the first window, approximately 2.5 feet have been measured. And then if I wanted to add my own art, I would click on this button. My house is pretty much done the way I want it to look, so I will click print and fabricate. This tutorial is not going to go through the entire fabrication process. It was just meant to show you how to create a building from scratch.